Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Eclihpse, and today we will be looking at some low level versus high level gameplay, because in a majority of my videos I'm pretty high in trophies, so what happens to me up in the legendary arena might not affect you guys, because I'm assuming a majority of you guys are in lower arenas, like arenas 4, 3, 5, just somewhere around there. So a fan actually reached out to me on Twitter, and I'll put his Twitter on the screen now and in the link in the description below. And before we do get into this video, just look at this guy's dog. This dude has like the cutest dog I've ever seen, but that's besides the point. Back onto the main story. This dude on Twitter, you know, the one with the cute dog, he actually reached out to me and he was like, hey, I have some replays against some high level players if you want them. So I invited him to my clan, recorded a few replays, so today I figured I would go over those replays with you guys. The first replay is with a level 4 against a level 6, and you want to look up top at the godliest father in Knoxville squad. That is the dude with the cute dog who was sending me the pictures and the videos, so shout out to this guy. So I was actually asking him if he had any tips or anything like that, and he said sometimes it's okay to take a little damage, and he was also saying how the bomber is one of his best friends. So you'll notice that Polito on the bottom, he's a level 6 in Arena 3. Honestly, I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, I really can't remember what levels are down there, because when I was in Arena 3, the game has changed like so much since when I was down there. But basically, Polito on the bottom has spawners. He has the goblin hut, the barbarian hut, he has spear goblins, and a witch. But godliest father, the dude up top, he has the bomber, and the bomber is pretty much good at taking out every single low level troop. So the bomber and the Valkyrie pretty much just annihilates the spawner. So pretty much this dude's spawners aren't even a threat, because the bomber, as I was saying, the bomber doesn't have a lot of health, but the bomber just does so much damage, and if you place him correctly, you will just pretty much be set. And the same goes for the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie has a lot of hit points and she dishes out a lot of damage. So if spawners are pissing you off, if spawners aren't your favorite thing in the game, I would highly recommend putting a bomber and Valkyrie in your deck, and you should be good. And if anyone is curious on the deck that godliest father is using, I will throw it up on the screen right here. It'll be somewhere on the screen. I don't know, I haven't made it yet. But continuing on, as you can see, he has a push right here. Now the dude on the bottom, sure, he has a spawner, but the bomber's just blowing up all of his troops. The giant's tanking, the Valkyrie's just spinning around, and I think he had a musketeer that was just shooting as well. But basically, he just pushed against those spawners with no problem at all. And then Polito places a cannon on the bridge, but that was a pretty stupid cannon, I'm not gonna lie, but still, not a big deal. Godliest father places a giant town to build up for a push, but if you look at Polito, the dude on the bottom, he's starting a mini push of his own. So the level 4 places some minions and skeletons to distract, and he's kind of just ignoring his giant at the moment, but he places a bomber down because there's a lot of low hit point units incoming. And then basically, if you look at that left side, there are a lot of troops inbound, so he might be panicking a bit, but he places skeletons and a musketeer and he's good. And then if you look at the right side, he managed to get a push off with that giant he placed. So at this point, he has 2 towers, the dude on the bottom has none, and there's 20 seconds left. So at this point, I'm pretty sure you could all assume what's going to happen. The dude up top just beat a level 6 using spawners. Now, when I was low in trophies, like when I was kind of new to the game, spawners absolutely pissed me off, and it's great to see a lower level kind of just beating someone with ease. So he says GG, so this battle's over, and now it is time to move on to the next battle. This battle's a bit different. We still have godliest father up top, and he's still a level 4 using the same deck, I think. If the deck's any different, I'll put the new deck on the screen somewhere, but he's against a level 7 this time. Now, I'm not sure if this level 7 is like struggling to get out of Arena 3. If he is, it's really not a big deal. Just let people play how they want to play. But if he's just trolling, then this doesn't count as a real win, I guess. But I'm pretty sure this is like a legit level 7 actually trying. So that's what makes this replay kind of funny or fun to watch. So he kind of has some witch and minion horde going on pushing, and from looking at this replay, I looked at it a few times, and from everything I saw, I think this dude was actually trying. Like, I don't think this guy was trolling, and I know a lot of people in the comments usually get mad when I say people are bad, so I'm not gonna say this guy's bad, but he should be a bit higher for his level. We'll just put it that way and kind of continue on. I mean, if you guys are like a high level low in trophies, just keep playing. I mean, you'll get better eventually, and that's not the point of this video. We're gonna get back to focusing on the godliest father. So at this point, there's a giant skeleton, so he's probably just gonna draw him to the center with those goblins. That's pretty much the best way to take care of a giant skeleton. Just kind of keep drawing him around. He hits slow, he moves around slow, so you can pretty much just keep taking advantage of him. Also, godliest father is using some archers, and if at any point you're encountering air troops like the baby dragon or the balloon, and if air troops are really annoying you, because I know when I was kind of low in trophies, air troops absolutely pissed me off because I did not know how to counter them. So if you're running into that same difficulty, I highly recommend you have archers or a musketeer in your deck, because archers and musketeers do a phenomenal job at taking out air troops. But at this point, godliest father gets his giant taken out by a skeleton army, and look at this, he rages a skeleton army. I don't see many people do that, but you know, the level 4 doesn't panic. He just throws down that bomber and goes on with his day. And it's things like that that make me wonder if this level 7 is trolling, because how often do people actually rage a skeleton army? Then right there, he just rocketed a bomber and a Valkyrie. So this, you know, just things like that make me wonder if he's trolling, because it's such an unorthodox strategy. And then right there, he placed a skeleton army on a bomber. So there's just a lot of strange things that did happen in this battle, but I'm just gonna, you know, let it be. I'm just gonna, you know, kind of ignore the situation. But again, did he just rocket those? Like, there's just a lot of strange things that this level 7 does. So if he isn't trolling, if he isn't the best player, I highly recommend he watch some quality OJ on YouTube. Literally, Orange Juice is the best channel for Clash Royale. I don't care who you watch, Orange Juice is the best. But this replay is wrapping up. Godliest father took on this level 7. Was the level 7 very good? Debatable, but a win is a win. Moving on over to the final replay, things are getting a bit hot in here because godliest father has now entered Arena 4. So we have a level 4 in Arena 4 against a level 6. So hopefully this level 6 is a bit better than the previous guy, but let's just see how things go. And again, if godliest father changes his deck up at all throughout this video, I'll be sure to update you guys, but I'm pretty sure it's the same deck for the most part. But at this point, he placed a musketeer down because he wasn't sure what to do, and Mimi, the guy up top, placed a skeleton army on a musketeer, so that's pretty strange. But okay, look at the left side. There's a giant with a whole bunch of troops, not a big deal. Basically, he just places a musketeer and some archers down, and that's pretty much good enough to take those troops out. But right off the bat, he already lost the tower, so godliest father at this point is pretty much like, well damn, I'm screwed. He just said good game. He's already expecting to take the L, but he's not giving up. He's gonna keep on pushing, and as you guys will see, you know, spoiler alert, he wins. But just back on track, the dude up top, I see he loves his skeleton armies, and I think there's a certain point in Clash Royale when everyone just stops using the skeleton army, because I haven't seen the skeleton army in so long. Like, that troop just dies off once you get near 2,000 trophies, I feel like. But at this point, we're gonna get back into focusing on the battle. So Mimi at this point, he is doing pretty damn well. And godliest father, keep in mind, he is a level 4, but it does look like he is struggling a bit, and I already spoiled the battle for you, so you know he wins. But he is at like kind of a he's at a major disadvantage, and whenever I'm against someone who has like a better start than me like this, I pretty much always lose hope. Like, I don't give up and just close my iPad and say like good game. I always try, but I would be so stressed out if I was in this situation. So godliest father puts that giant on the left side. He puts a musketeer down, then he's gonna throw the bomber down to kind of deal with all those skeletons. And again, the bomber is probably one of the best low level troops, just because it's good in almost every scenario. When you're low level, you go against a lot of spawners, you go against a lot of low hit point units, so if you have the bomber, that generally isn't too big of a deal. So right here, godliest father throws a bit of an unorthodox push out. It's a Valkyrie, some skeletons and archers, but he does manage to pick off that tower. So right here, he's beginning his push on the other side. His tower's at 200 health right now, which is not a lot at all. So he has to defend that tower as well as push that other tower. So he's in a pretty bad position right now. It's about to be overtime and he still has a lot of work to do. So at this point, Mimi or Mai, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but he sends in another giant and that giant pretty much gets melted right away. Then the dude throws arrows and kind of kills off all of his troops. So now we're in sudden death or overtime, whatever you want to call it, and his tower is pretty low. So we're gonna have to see a pretty big push soon if Godliest Father does want to win this. So right here, he has a pretty solid push going, but all of his troops got taken out right away. And one thing you'll notice if you're kind of paying close attention, Godliest Father, his commons are like level 4 and 5, and he's against people who have level like 6 and 7 commons. So his card disadvantage is really bad. His towers don't have a lot of health. His towers don't do a lot of damage. So all around, he is pretty much screwed. So again, the dude's sending in another giant, so he has to worry about taking that out. But the level 4 throws down a bomber, and as you can see, the bomber just chucks that big bomb and takes out like all the troops. Now there's another skeleton army, but he placed the skeleton army on a Valkyrie. You can't be any more stupid than that. And the dude up top throws arrows down and he gets it down to 1 HP, and plot twist, neither of them win. Pranked you all. I'm gonna be honest with you all, I actually thought Godliest Tower won that, but what the hell? I'm gonna play that back. Look at this. He throws arrows down and 1 HP. That's a pretty cool battle. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on low level versus high level gameplay. If you learned anything new or if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give the video a like below. If you think I should delete my channel, if you hate me, still give me a like below. Any like will help out. And if you guys have any other video suggestions for me, please put those down in the comment section below. I do read my comments even though I don't reply to them all, so be sure to comment if you have any other video suggestions. So guys, this has been Eclihpse. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to the dude with the cool dog. Keep in mind his Twitter is down in the description below, and peace out.